tools we're going to work with in the class is a button. A button is something that you click on to get somewhere or perform an action. You are very used to it, like for example when you hit a button to update your Twitter feed, or if you hit a button to log into Facebook. In our instance, what we're going to use here is we're going to go over to the toolbox, click on button, and drag it over in. Ta-da! You have a button. That's how you create a button. It's really simple. Now, we can do a lot of things to it. We're going to be naming our different objects. So if we scroll all the way to the top, the name is how the program identifies what the object is. So naming is very important. And we're going to use what is called camel casing for the name. Camel casing means that the first letter is lowercase and letters then that follow the same word after are capitalized. So if you have, we'll use the example class list. Call it class list button. Class is lowercase, so it begins with a lowercase letter. Any other word that I want to create as a separate word will be a capital letter. What that does is it helps the letter stand out, and it also allows for us to clearly see what it's named and what it is. So class list button, notice how we did put the word button afterwards. It just keeps it nice and clean. We're going to do that for all of our objects, with the exception of maybe labels. So you have to name all your objects. For the button, I'm going to click back on the button so I can see its properties again. We can do some different things. We can also change the text physically on the button. Notice how these are in alphabetical order. In the event that you lose the alphabetical order, you can simply just click on the A to Z with the arrow and regain it. This changes the text on the button, so notice how I made it a little different. Notice how also it's missing the third word maker. I can just drag out the button to find that word, or if I drag it in and then down, it automatically shifts around the text. Can we turn that off? Yes, we can, but we're not going to. I could also make a blank button that has no text, and instead go put a picture on it. So we're going to do this for this first project under background image. And if I go in, I can go import an image. I have a lot of different pictures on this computer. Let's just go in here and I'll just plug in an old photo here. This is probably going to come in looking super big, and that's okay. I don't know, we'll do this one. Yeah, I don't even know what that is, but we'll just go ahead and hit OK. And you can see right now that the whole image is not within the button. If I make the button bigger, you can see how the image is stationary. We can fix that. We can fix that. We can go down to, in our options, background image layout. We have the options to tile, which is what it's currently doing. We can center it, which would center the whole image. I'm going to select stretch. And that puts in the entire picture the way we want it. So this picture ended up being the school calendar on a button. We're going to use a smiley face, so it's going to be a little bit simpler the first time around. But that's pretty much the options for a button. If I did not want to use a background image, we could change the color. We could change the back color. We can change if it how it auto sizes. We can change a lot of options. I just demonstrated for you initially the couple options that we are going to use most often. You can play with the different options. I'm going to have a few other pieces listed with the code as well. And that is putting a button in and putting an image in a button for Visual Studio.